Hey, welcome to Backyard Bows. This is part 2 of our Sitka system that we've ran through the hunting season. So if you haven't checked out part 1, do so. That gets you all the way from spring turkey, preseason, early season, all the way up to that mid-season and into the rut. Now the rut is kind of where things vary from year to year for me. So sometimes I'll rock that Timberline pants and this Ambient hoodie all the way into the rut and through the rut depending on the weather. And then if those temperatures drop earlier that year, that's when we'll switch it over to the Stratus bibs and jacket. So the only thing I brought over from the other video is the Ambient hoodie, which I talk so highly about. That hoodie I will wear for the majority of the hunting season, either with the Timberline pants or the Stratus bibs. It is probably my favorite piece of this whole collection that I have. That Ambient hoodie and those Timberline pants with the liners, that'll get me all the way down into those maybe high 40s, mid 40s. And then once we get below that, that's when I'm switching over, okay? And then the Stratus bibs and jacket will get me all the way down into those mid 20s. Another thing that I love, especially about the bibs, is that they're 100% windproof, but they also have these huge full-length leg zippers in case you do need to purge some heat out of there if you do get a little bit hotter. They also have these really, really high kind of front-angled cargo pockets that are kind of on the front side of your leg, which I also love for easy accessibility, even if you're sitting down. I love the bibs on all of the Sitka stuff. They don't stretch, they keep their shape, form. Once you set them to the right length, you can just keep them right there, and they're not going to move and stretch on you over time like other ones do. I love the inside material of these. It's super soft. They are very, very quiet. The only thing that I find is a downside is they do collect stickers, which is kind of a pain in the ass to get those off later, especially since you're not washing this kind of stuff. I'm just rehanging it up, descenting it outside, leaving it out in the elements. All of the buttons on the gear that we're going to talk about today are silent snap, so everything is quiet. I will wear this with the Ambient hoodie a lot of the times. I don't wear the Stratus jacket as nearly as much as I thought I would since I have the Ambient hoodie, but it is always nice to have. It's a little bit warmer in case of those extremely cold conditions. But again, I'll wear this Stratus setup with the liners. So onto the jacket. So it has an easy access for your harness, kind of has a pass through back here, so that again, everything is just really nice and sleek. You don't have anything hanging off. You can wear your harness underneath, slips right through the back of here. If you do need to take off your jacket, you don't have to detach yourself from the tree, so you can be safe in the tree while removing your jacket in case you do get too hot. It just has a side zip. You fold it over and you can take your jacket off without undoing your harness. So all of the hoods on everything are so well made. They really cuff your head. There's no extra material. They're not bulky. They slim them up to where you still have your peripheral view, especially when you're bow hunting. You know how important that is to not have to be able to adjust your hoodie so that you can see through your peep or see something to your left or right. I love that this also has this material on the side which allows you to hear, and then it has this strap in the back, which again even makes it even tighter to your head. This is an extremely warm setup right here. So those kind of high mid 20s, right under freezing. This will get me all the way through nice and warm. It also has this cool feature. It has a grunt where you can hold a grunt collar kind of on your shoulder, easy accessible. So again, you're just having to do minimal movement when you're in a tree. Everything is really, really convenient. I also like the inside of these and the pants have a really nice fleece liner. It's real warm to the touch. If you throw a couple hand warmers in there, that's all you need. But I love this Stratus jacket and pants. So I went right past the Whitetail Fanatic set. This gets me through most of the weather here in Missouri. If for some reason we do have those extra cold days, I mean, that are just unbearable, that's sometimes when the deer move the most. So again, you don't ever want to limit yourself by hunting. You want to be able to hunt in all conditions all the way through the season up to the very end and be as comfortable as possible. So what I did, I had the opportunity to buy them on discount because they are very expensive, but I went with the Blizzard gear, the Blizzard jacket and pants. And a couple things about these. There is no jacket and pants that's more comfortable than these, okay? They fit you like a glove, all the way down to the sleeve cuffs. They are just the most comfortable thing I've ever put on, okay? So they're 100% waterproof. They are extremely, extremely durable fabric. They are going to imitate a down feather jacket, but they are even lighter, okay? And they can get as wet, so kind of that wet warm. That's what we're going for in those late seasons. In the snow, the sleet, all of that. These are gonna keep you as warm as you can in the wettest of conditions. That to me is like the biggest thing. So the things that get me out of a tree are, one, when my feet and hands get cold, and then also when I get wet, okay? even a high windy day. That's why I love the Stratus bibs and jackets so much, is because that's another thing that'll kind of get me out of a tree early, which you don't want to do. You kind of want to stay for your full sit. So pretty much, I think the best part about these is that they'll get you down to those freezing cold temperatures without having to stack layers, which is going to limit your mobility. Again, we talked about in the first video, when you get all puffed up like the Michelin man trying to stay warm, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. This allows you to still stay nice and sleek. This is really fitted to your body. It's tapered in all the right spots. It has a little bit of reinforcement on the back of the jacket, as well as the back of the pants and the knees. Again, for all of those harsh conditions you can get into when you're on the side of a mountain. The whole thing is reinforced. Very, very well made, high quality. Another one of my favorite things about all of this stuff is they have these huge loops built in for hanging it up on the outside. I don't know why I like little stuff like that, but I hate when there's like a little bitty hoop. These have like these nice big hoops on the inside. You can hang it up on almost anything when you're leaving it outside in between hunts. My favorite part about the jacket is the water sealing cuffs with the thumb loop. Once you slide this thing on, immediately you're like, wow, that is incredible. Okay, so that's the jacket, and then you have the pants over here. So the pants also have a set of bibs on them, which again, I love. From the Timberline pants to the Stratus bibs. These straps are so nice, so well made. They clip right onto the pants. They don't come off. Once you set them to the right adjustment, they're not going to move on you. The pants also have those silent snap buttons, nice big cargo pockets on the side, and then it has a full-length zipper too, again, to let out that heat if you need to kind of purge some of that heat out so that you're not sitting there sweating if for some reason the weather does change on you and the sun starts beating down on you. Another thing about the Blizzard pants is on the bottom there's a rubber grip that lines right at the bottom of the ankle, which also will kind of grip your rubber boot, not allowing those pants to kind of like ride up on you. So everything stays really, really nice and in place. So on the jacket also has a fleece lined hand warmer pocket. The pockets honestly will do the trick. Now I have, so this is the same marsupial vest that we've been wearing that I showed you in the first video. What I've attached here is kind of a hand warmer on the bottom of it. I'll use that with the Stratus bibs. I got the hand warmer on the bottom. You throw a couple hand warmers, those little heated packs in there. That's all you need. Again, I'm very rarely using some different gloves, but those fingerless gloves, being a bow hunter, but the pockets on that jacket are as equally as warm as this hand warmer right here. It's incredible. That jacket's pockets are like 2 miniature hand warmers. If there's one thing I would say that was a negative about the Blizzard gear, is that it is not the quietest. So then a couple other different accessories. I always got a hood, face mask. I got these on sale from an outlet store. That's why they're the waterfowl. They're like a different camo option. This is all they had. But I got the hat, which again, I rarely use. But again, if it's really, really cold, some of this stuff comes in handy. I got a face mask, which I'll keep in my pocket and wear. I went with the Pantanel glove. They're 100% waterproof. These things are the best glove that I have found for the price. Okay, I've had these for a couple years now. I've used them in all kinds of situations. And usually what I'm use these gloves for is getting into my stand, up to my stand, or down and out. But once I'm in my stand, I'm usually using the fingerless gloves. I got my hands nice and warm. There's only very rare conditions when it gets cold enough where my bow hand, I'll throw that glove on there. But these are really, really nice to have too. Moving on to the footwear. So again, I'll use some just regular medium thin slit rubber boots for most of the season, kind of where I'm wearing my Stratus bibs and jackets. And then again, if it gets into that extremely cold weather, I'll bump up that sock and I will use some heavier thin slit boots like these ones right here. These ones are that dry coat that we're talking about, 1000 thin slit ultra insulation. You get a nice thick sock with just these boots, you will do just fine. And again, those are like $79. So again, when it comes to the boots, there's a whole bunch of options out there, but if you're using them, these are solely for that January hunting here in Missouri, okay? So I'll wear them, what, 10 times a year? They're $70. I don't need to buy anything more. This is what I'm wearing them for. I might wear them when I get out there and do a little bit of snow removal, sometimes for work, but other than that, those things will do just fine. They've held up really nicely. They're extremely inexpensive. You don't need more than that. But that, with the Blizzard gear, you're as warm as you want to be, okay? Even in the coldest, I think this year I hunted down into 12 or 16 degrees, maybe 10 degrees one day, and I was fine, 3-hour sit. Towards the end of the 3-hour sit, You know that it's cold outside, but it's not pushing you out of the tree, which is what you want. So again, whatever system you decide that works for you, go for it. I don't think there's any particular camo pattern that is extremely standout better than the others. I like being, like I said in the other video, I like my camo pattern being complete, no breakups, head to toe. That's my preference, whatever camo pattern it may be. I like Sitka for the quality factor, which I mentioned. This is an investment for me. I know that all of this is gonna last. I'm a whitetail turkey hunter here in Missouri. All of this stuff will last me for the next 20 years. You can believe that, and it's gonna hold up through time. So it's a one-time investment purchase for me. Sitka also holds its value really nicely. So if you do need to sell some stuff, you're gonna get the majority of your money back, which is also another nice thing about buying that high quality in stuff. So especially with the Stratus bibs and the Blizzard, the Stratus gear, the Blizzard gear, you're getting the best of quality. It's extremely comfortable. It's gonna do its job and function of keeping you out of the elements, but also catering to your bow hunting needs, not letting you lose mobility by building up too many layers. If you're a bow hunter, you realize how important these things are as you grow as a hunter. You're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna learn the hard way, and then you realize, man, I gotta taper everything up. Everything has to be nice, slim fitted. I can't have anything hanging off of me. I gotta limit my mobility. I want everything to be accessible. And then above all, you wanna stay nice and warm in a tree in all of the worst conditions that we can get. I hope this was helpful to you. If anybody that's new to hunting, if you have questions, run stuff by me. I love interaction. Leave it in the comments. If you have any questions about a particular piece of gear, shoot me a message. I've been running this stuff for about 2 years now. I will venture out and get a whole nother setup. I'm thinking Numa. So that's the next hunting line that has really caught my eye that I'm extremely interested in. I'd love to get their bow hunting stuff in. They're even catered, I think their whole pitch is we're even tapered more towards the bow hunter style of hunting. So I'm extremely excited to get some of that, try that out this next season, and we'll be able to give you a little bit of comparison and feedback on that as well. Doesn't matter what you're wearing, what you're shooting, if you can't shoot. So make sure you get those reps in on the daily, and then also time in the field is of the most importance. Whatever you have, get in the field, start learning, start growing as a hunter. That's the most important thing. We'll see you next time.